Hi everyone! Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. Today we're making Cantonese sausage. It's very popular in South China. It is also used as an ingredient in many recipes, which I will show them at the end of the video. We normally make sausages in the winter because it requires the weather, the temperature, and the humidity. But today, I'm going to show you how to make sausages in the summer with a fridge. So, let's get started. First, you will need some pork. You can use pork belly, pork shoulder, pork butt. What I like to do is combine one part of pork shoulder and one part of pork belly together. I like how it has that beautiful layers. It still has the skin on. I'm going to remove that. Just do a cut in the middle and then slice it against the cutting board. Next, we're going to slice the pork into small pieces. Cut into thick strips first. Here is my little trick. When I take the meat out of the freezer, I slightly defrost it, which means it is still hard but not completely frozen, so it is easier to work with your knife. Cut all the meat strips into thin slices. Once you're done with the pork belly, keep working on the pork shoulder. You just do the same thing, cut it into thick strips and slice it thinly. You might ask me, why don't I use ground pork? Because it does make a big difference. I prefer the sausage that when you take a bite, there are real meat pieces inside. This is the way how the traditional Chinese sausage is made for centuries. You could use ground meat though, but it does come out differently in texture. It might seem too much work, but it is definitely worth it to me. It took me about 30 minutes to slice 2 kilograms of pork. As you can see, that the pork belly is about 50% fat, and the pork shoulder is pretty lean. By combining two kinds of cut together, you control the fat ratio in between 25 to 30%. You don't want to use completely lean meat because the sausage will dry out as the day goes by. Without the fat, it will be tough, dry, and difficult to chew. The more fat it has, the juicier it will be. If you do want to use 50% fat ratio, go ahead, but it's just not something that I will prefer. Next, we're going to combine all the seasoning together. It's really simple. You will need 40 grams of salt, 130 grams of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of red yeast powder. This is what I'm using. It is an optional ingredient for color. You can skip it or use food coloring. It doesn't affect the taste at all. Combine everything well and add 40 grams of soy sauce, 60 grams of high-level alcohol. The alcohol content needs to be at least 30%. The higher, the better. Also, you want to use the alcohol that doesn't have that much flavor, so it doesn't affect the final taste. This is what I found in the supermarket, and it works pretty good. If you want to use real Chinese alcohol, these are the common choices we will use in China. Not sure where to get them though. Do not skip the alcohol because it has many purposes in this recipe. It kills the bacteria, also changes the flavor and texture of the fat as the day goes by. Pour the sauce into the meat. Get your hands in there. Mix this until completely well combined. It should look like this. Let it sit in the fridge for 2 hours and we are going to prepare our sausage stuffer and casing. There are many types of casing. For this recipe, you want to use lamb or pork casing. I am using lamb casing today. It's stored with a lot of salt. You just take the amount that you need and wash off all the salt and then soak it in clean water. I have seen this on sale in a supermarket in Florida. If you ask your butcher, he might be able to order it for you. Also, you can purchase it on Amazon. This is the sausage stuffer I'm using today. It came with 4 pieces. You just simply put them together. I got it online. If you want to buy it, I'll put the link in the description. You can check it out. Besides that, you will also need some rope to tie the sausage. Take one casing, find the end and put it on the tube. Make sure you don't have sharp nails or else you might cut the casing by accident. Keep doing it until you reach the end. Tie a knot to close it. I like to wet it a little bit so it doesn't get dry quickly. The filling has been sitting for about 2 hours now. We can start making the sausage. Put the meat into the container. Tuck it tightly so you don't get too many bubbles. Once it is filled, put together the other pieces. Start pressing the stuffer and the sausage will come out. You want to do this evenly. Once it reaches the length that you like, pinch it a little bit and then tie it with a rope. Because we are not using ground meat making sausage, so the pinch and twist method won't work here. You just keep doing this until all your meat are filled. It is a bit time consuming. It took me about 40 minutes to fill up 2 kilograms of sausage. Look at that. I feel like it's definitely worth the effort. Use a toothpick to poke all the air bubbles so the sausage can be firm and tight. Put all the sausage on a drying rack and let it sit in the fridge uncovered for 10 to 15 days. Depends on the humidity and temperature. If you see the surface is completely dry, that means it is good. The final product looks a bit darker than the ones that you buy from the store. That is because I used the natural red yeast powder for color instead of using food coloring. Also, the store-bought sausage contains much more fat. Lean meat usually causes darker result, but it is definitely delicious. Just simply store them in a sealable bag. It will last 2 months in the fridge and 6 months in the freezer. Okay, this is how you make sausage in the summer. You know how easy this is compared to the traditional way? When my mom wants to make sausage, it needs to be in the winter and she will check the weather to make sure next 20 days is not going to rain a lot. And the temperature needs to be cold. It's very difficult. And if your sausage gets rain on it, all that work you did basically is gone. But with this recipe, there's no way that your sausage can go wrong. I have used this sausage in many of my recipes, such as 粽子, sticky rice dumpling, clay pot rice, and taro cake. I will share the video link in the description so you can check them out. And soon, I will use this sausage to make a stir-fried recipe. Make sure you don't miss that. So make sure you give this a try soon. If you did, leave me a comment and let me know how it went. As always, you can check the description for the written down recipe. And please give me a thumbs up. If you like Chinese food, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. If you want to know more about me or support me, check out my Patreon link. It's right there. And I'll see you next time. Bye!